Fooled again by The Who. A little later in this video I'll be showing you all those electric guitar parts, but first we're going to stick on acoustic, sticking to basic open chords. If you can play an A major chord, G major, D major, E major and C major, then I can teach you how to play this song. The verses are very easy, and we're going to be doing this on acoustic first of all in the Pete Townshend acoustic style. Very much influenced by how Pete Townshend plays this on acoustic guitar, which is with 8th strumming, with some double strums in there. But let's have a look at the intro and verse first of all. So the first chord in the song is just the A major chord, which I'd encourage we play with a flat first finger, because then we can play the second riff of the song, which is, and that's the familiar one that everyone knows. This is from the 3rd fret. It's just a G note on string 6 with the middle finger to the index A chord. Then it's a G5 chord strictly to a D major chord. So let's do this way of playing a G if we can. It makes the change to D major easier as well. G to D. That's G5 to D major. So from the riff, those are the opening chords on electric or acoustic. Root note G, A major, G5, D major. And sticking with those chords is a great way to play the verses as well, and the little part before the verses. So just playing those same chords with 8th strumming basically, which is A and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So A, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. We'll be fighting in the streets with our children at our feet, and the morals that they worship will be. Then we have gone, C and G. However you want to play G. Let's stick to the G5 way of doing it. That times 2 would get you through each of the verses. The chorus begins with a D major to an A major. I'll tip my hat to the new Constitution, take a bow for the new revolution, smile and grin at the change all around. G major to E major twice. And I'm always still playing that G5 just to keep this more similar to the electric guitar way. And then it's D to a D sus4 to add an embellishment there. Let's add some strumming to that. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And new revolution, smile and grin, and a change all around. G5, E major. Just like yesterday, and I'll get on my knees and pray. We don't get fooled again. And that's how we can play this song with basic open chords. We're going to have a playthrough of that just with basic strumming of those chords. But let me show you two variations that Pete Townshend does to that when he's played it live on acoustic in the past. I'll link a couple of videos to this on screen and in the description below. So he plays the verses on acoustic typically like this. You know, and that's for we'll be fighting in the streets with our children at our feet. And this uses the A major chord with one finger to the D over A, which is really common in classic rock. This is the All Right Now chord. This is Rock and Roll Damnation. This is more Queen songs. Hammer to Fall. And it's every Rolling Stones song ever. Now, a lot of people really struggle with that D over A chord, so we won't do it in this version. I've also got a chord sheet that I'll link to below, which sticks to these basic open chords ways of doing it. But these embellishments are really fun. There's one more that he does in the pick up my guitar and play bit. So what do you do there on acoustics? Because we don't really want to go... Doesn't quite cut it on acoustic guitar when you're playing solo, but he does this kind of thing. Pick up my guitar and play just like yesterday. Get on my knees and pray. We don't get fooled again. We can do some really cool stuff there. So this is the end of the chorus. The new Constitution, pick up my guitar and... It's basically doing the blues shuffle, but he's hitting a full E major chord and then muting fingers 1 and 3 and sliding the middle finger to the 4th fret. And that's in between the G major chord. So this is... Pick up my guitar and play just like yesterday. It's a really cool solution to just give it a bit of something. And I'll show you all these when we do the electric guitar licks and tricks in a second. But now let's just have a basic playthrough of all the big building blocks of this song so you know how to play this at an acoustic open mic night or just play it on acoustic and it sounds finished with basic open chords. So we'll start off with that main riff, A major, G5 and D, and then we'll hit it with 8th strumming. Join in with me in 1, 2, 3, 4. In the streets with our children at our feet, and the morals that they worship will be gone, and the man who spurred us on from the judgment of all wrong, they decide and the shotgun sings the song. Tip my head to the new Constitution, take a bow for the new revolution, smiling green and the change all around. Pick up my guitar and play just like yesterday, and I get on my knees and pray. We don't get fooled again. It had to come, we knew it all along. We were liberated from the fold, that's all. And the world looks just the same, and history ain't changed, 'cause the banners were all flown, and the last gets us to the slight key change section where we go to the key of B. Let me show you this in basic chords. So we've got a B power chord. I move myself and my family aside. If you're thinking, oh no, I can't play a B power chord, B7's fine. I move myself and my family aside. It's E major. If we happen to be left out alive, A major. Get up my papers and smile at the sky. Though I know that the hypnotized never lie. If we can go for this B power chord, it does sound really cool to do. And then if you can play the B power chord, you're basically learning Pinball Wizard as well. Which I've done a full tutorial for. Playing a B7's always fine, and then it just goes back to the main A, G and D. And then you get to do the best scream that you can do. I'm not going to do it now, but yeah, you know, you do your scream, and then you're back into the verse. And then the rest of the song progresses from there. So that is pretty much everything you'd need to know to get through this song just on acoustic guitar now. But this is such an electric guitar classic. Let me grab my electric guitar now and show you what I would be playing. Show you some Pete Townshend licks from this one, and we're going to have some fun. So on electric guitar, the part that actually starts the song is just an A chord. And you can do kind of an approximation. If I was in a cover band, which I have done this in a cover band before, and if I was in a cover band, that's what I'd be playing. I have done this in a cover band once, and that got us through that intro without a keyboard part or anything. Basically A major scale. And then this cool chord. Love that one. And then when you kick in, it's middle finger on the G, A5 power chord, G, mute, mute to the D chord. And then a lot of this from here in the verses is an exercise in minimalism. Really, never playing all 6 or 5 strings of a chord, just hitting a couple of strings and not playing an awful lot of the time. Because after that intro, that's all we play. Just 6, 4, 2. The rest is just silence on the guitar, and the rest of the band are doing their thing. Into those verses after this lick. That is playing the higher 2 or 3 strings of an A chord, 5, 5, 2, and then 2 and 0, which is the actual, when I mentioned earlier that this was the All Right Now chord, which we'll be playing in a second. This is the actual way All Right Now is played. And that's used to great effect here. If you can't do the stretch, just play those thinnest 2 strings. Then we get to the end of that verse. And this is actually like a C chord over the G. Okay, and that will get you through the verses. Tab link down below. Chorus. Just pairs or single strings. So I'm playing root note of a D, then it's 2 strings, root note of an A, then it's middle 2 strings. End of chorus 1. Pick up my guitar and play. Won't get fooled again. So that is a G chord, pick up my guitar and play. 2, slide to 4, 4, 0, which is the open D string, 2, 5, 5 slide to 7, playing 7 on string 1, and then D, G, D, C note, the 3rd fret of string 5 with the middle finger. We don't get fooled again. So demo of the chorus in full with the licks at the end. End of chorus 2, slightly different. So end of chorus 2. And then we're on to more licks. So let's learn the end of this chorus. End of chorus 2. G, E minor pentatonic shape 1. That is 14th. Bent up a whole step. Back down. 12, 14, 12, 12, 14. 5 to 7. And then 12 to 15. E minor pentatonic shape 1 again. Sounds like a Chuck Berry or Angus Young lick. And then the D major, and then a G triad. Keep the first finger where it is. 3rd and little finger go to fret 5 on 1 and 3. So all of the end of chorus 2. Then into 2 more riff licks before we change key and go to B. So we're going to play. So that's the first lick. A, G, A, G, A, A, G, A, D, D. then which you could just, it's probably best to work this out just with the first finger first of all, which takes away the stretch. So A, open, root note. Cycle that 3 times. A, open, root note. So the A and open is on the middle 2 strings, and then root note. 1, 2, 3, and then that D over A chord, the all right now chord. And then instead of just the A, play the little finger as well. I believe that's how that riff's played, and I love it. It's awesome. And that's a palm muted D over A chord, but still the A note ringing out. Then we change key. I move myself and my family aside. That's a B power chord to an E chord. If I happen to be left out alive, A major, and then B major, and then went on to the solo. So recap of that: B power chord, move myself and my family aside, 2, 4, 2 on string 5 to 2. If we happen to be left out alive, and then A major 1 finger, B major power chord, or B power chord, sorry. This is the riff that's really similar to Pinball Wizard. So if you like this, definitely learn that. I've done a tutorial for it. And then in the solo, just do a minor pentatonic solo in B, really, or B Dorian. That's kind of what he's playing. And then final lick before we go back into the verses. 2 to 4 on string 4, and then it's going between 2 and 4, and then to an E chord, but just stay to the thinner strings. Mute string 3 with the underside of your middle finger. And then we get to which is the same as the intro, but mute after the G chord, mute after the D chord.